Welcome to today's video about forget turmeric. This one food kills inflammation faster. Are you sprinkling turmeric into your meals every day, fully convinced that its curcumin will magically put out the fires of chronic inflammation, but still feeling sluggish, achy, or stuck with stubborn weight that won't budge? You know what keeps me up at night? It's knowing that millions of people are walking around with a silent fire burning inside their body, and they have absolutely no idea it's there. If you've been feeling tired for no reason, waking up with stiff joints, dealing with brain fog that won't quit, or noticing your belly just won't flatten no matter what you try, your body is screaming at you. And it's not about turmeric. It's not about some expensive supplement that promises miracles. It's about one simple food that researchers at the University of Delaware and Central Lancaster have been studying for years, and the results are honestly mind-blowing. I don't sell you supplements. I don't push products. I just break down peer-reviewed research so you can make smarter decisions about your health. And today, I'm going to show you why this one food might be the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory you've ever heard of, and why most doctors won't even mention it. But first, let me explain what's really happening inside your body right now, because once you understand this, everything else will make perfect sense. And here's what most people don't realize. You can have dangerous levels of inflammation and feel completely fine, at least for now. Your body is incredibly smart. It tries to protect you, but when inflammation stays high for months or years, your body starts breaking down from the inside out. Think of it like a small fire in your house. At first, it's just smoke. You can ignore it, but eventually that fire spreads, and by the time you see the flames, the damage is already done. So let me show you exactly what's happening, and more importantly, how to stop it. Here's the uncomfortable truth that researchers at the National Institutes of Health want you to understand. Chronic inflammation is behind almost every major disease we fear: heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, arthritis, even cancer. According to a comprehensive review published in Stat Pearls by the National Center for Biotechnology Information, chronic inflammatory diseases are now recognized as the most significant cause of death worldwide. The World Health Organization ranks chronic diseases driven by inflammation as the greatest threat to human health. And a landmark study published in Nature Medicine confirms that systemic chronic inflammation leads to diseases that collectively represent the leading causes of disability and mortality worldwide, including cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, mellitus, chronic kidney disease, and neurodegenerative disorders. Let me put this in perspective for you. Researchers estimate that inflammation is involved in at least 8 of the top 10 leading causes of death in the United States. That's not a guess. That's data from thousands of peer-reviewed studies. Now, if you're over 40, or if you sit for long hours at work, or if you've been under a lot of stress lately, this message is especially for you because your body is more vulnerable to inflammation than you think. And here's the scary part. Most doctors won't test for it unless you specifically ask. They'll check your cholesterol, they'll check your blood sugar, but they won't check your inflammatory markers unless something is already seriously wrong. But here's the good news. There's a food that can help reverse this naturally, safely, and faster than most anti-inflammatory drugs. And it's not turmeric, it's not ginger, it's something even more powerful, backed by research from major universities and published in top medical journals. But before I reveal it, let me show you the 5 warning signs that your body is inflamed right now. Here are 5 silent warning signs. Your body is inflamed right now, and sign number 5 is the one most people ignore until it's too late. Sign number 1, you're always tired, even after sleep. If you're sleeping 7 or 8 hours and still waking up exhausted, that's not normal. Chronic inflammation disrupts your mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside your cells. Think of them like batteries. When inflammation is high, those batteries can't charge properly, so you feel drained, no matter how much rest you get. This isn't laziness. This is your body's energy system under attack. Sign number 2, joint pain or stiffness in the morning. Notice your knees, hips, or fingers feel stiff when you wake up. That's inflammation building up in your joints overnight. It's your body's way of saying something's wrong here. And if you're ignoring it, it's only going to get worse. Sign number 3, brain fog or memory problems. Inflammation doesn't just affect your body, it affects your brain too. Research published in medical journals shows that people with high inflammation markers score lower on memory tests and have a higher risk of dementia later in life. If you've been forgetting names, losing your keys, or feeling mentally cloudy, inflammation could be the hidden culprit. Sign number 4, belly fat that won't go away. Here's something most people don't know. Fat cells produce inflammation, especially belly fat. So if you've been eating clean and exercising, but still can't lose that stubborn belly, your body might be stuck in an inflammatory loop. And until you break that loop, the fat stays. Sign number 5, gum disease or bleeding when you brush. This is the one people ignore the most, but research from the American Heart Association shows a direct link between gum inflammation and heart disease. All right, here it is. The food is tart cherry, specifically Montmorny tart cherries. Now, I know what you're thinking. Cherries? Really? That's it? Yes, but not just any cherry. Tart cherries. And the research behind them is absolutely incredible. Let me break it down for you with real studies, not marketing hype. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania School of Medicine conducted a randomized double-blind crossover study published in the journal Osteoarthritis and Cartilage. They gave patients with knee osteoarthritis tart cherry juice for 6 weeks. The results will max scores decrease significantly after the cherry juice cap. Even more impressive, the study found that tart cherry juice lowered high-sensitivity C reactive protein HSCP, a key blood marker doctors use to measure inflammation. The decline in CRP was directly associated with improvement in pain scores. But here's where it gets even more interesting. A study published in Current Developments in Nutrition examined 66 adults with knee osteoarthritis who consumed 16 ounces of tart cherry juice daily for 4 months. The findings showed that daily consumption resulted in improvement in mobility, relief of pain-related symptoms, and quality of life, and positive changes in selective markers of cartilage health. And in a groundbreaking study published in the journal Life in 2025, researchers from the universities of Hertfordshire and Central Lanark found that consuming 130 milliliters of diluted Montmorny tart cherry juice twice a day for 6 weeks reduced gut inflammation markers in people with mild to moderate ulcerative colitis by 40%. Participants also reported a 9% improvement in health-related quality of life. Now compare that to turmeric. Turmeric is great, don't get me wrong, but studies show it only works if you take it with black pepper, and even then your body only absorbs about 5% of it. So, what makes tart cherries so powerful? It comes down to compounds called anthocyanins. According to research published in Phytomedicine, tart cherries contain powerful antioxidant compounds, particularly anthocyanins, the same antioxidants found in blueberries and red grapes. But here's the key difference. Studies published in the Journal of Natural Products show that tart cherries have significantly higher concentrations of specific anthocyanins, particularly cyanide 3 glucosyl rutenoid and cyanide 3 rutenside compared to many other fruits. Research from the Natural Medicine Journal confirms that tart cherries yield about 90% more of these specific anthocyanins than raspberries. And they contain anthocyanins that aren't even found in bilberries, blueberries, cranberries, or elderberries. And anthocyanins don't just reduce inflammation, they actually help repair damaged cells and protect your heart, brain, and joints. A study published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that athletes who consumed powdered Montmorny tart cherry supplements had significantly reduced markers of muscle catabolism and physiological stress over a 48-hour recovery period compared to those taking a placebo. Here's another fascinating finding. A clinical trial involving 37 older adults aged 65 to 80 showed that consuming 480 ml of tart cherry juice daily for 12 weeks significantly increased DNA repair activity and lowered C-reactive protein levels compared to a control group. And here's what really separates tart cherries from other anti-inflammatory foods. Your body absorbs them immediately and they start working within hours. No special preparation needed, no need to combine them with other ingredients just to make them work. Your body recognizes these compounds and puts them to work right away, targeting inflammation at the cellular level. So if you've been spending money on turmeric supplements and not seeing results, now you know why. Next, how to use tart cherries. Now let me show you how to use tart cherries the right way because not all forms are equal. Option 1, tart cherry juice. The most convenient option is 100% pure tart cherry juice, no added sugar, no preservatives, just pure juice. You can find it at most health food stores or online. The research suggests drinking about 8 ounces, that's 1 cup, per day, preferably in the morning or before bed. Why before bed? Because tart cherries are one of the few natural sources of melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. A study published in the European Journal of Nutrition found that tart cherry juice consumption significantly increased melatonin levels and improved sleep quality. So not only are you reducing inflammation, you're also improving your sleep quality. 2 benefits in one. Just make sure the label says 100% tart cherry juice or Montmorny cherry juice. Avoid anything with added sugar or cherry juice blend because those are mostly apple juice with a tiny bit of cherry flavor. Option 2, frozen or dried tart cherries. If you prefer whole food, you can buy frozen or dried tart cherries. Add them to smoothies, oatmeal, or yogurt. About 1 cup of frozen cherries or 1/4 cup of dried cherries gives you similar benefits to the juice. Just be careful with dried cherries. Some brands add sugar. Read the ingredients. It should only say tart cherries. Option 3, tart cherry extract. If you travel a lot or want something portable, tart cherry extract capsules are a good option. Look for a supplement that contains at least 500 milligrams of tart cherry extract per serving with no fillers or artificial ingredients. Now, who is this for? If you're over 40 and dealing with joint pain, this is for you. If you're an athlete or someone who exercises regularly and struggles with muscle soreness, this is for you. Research published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition shows that athletes who consume tart cherry supplements experience significantly less muscle soreness and better maintain post-exercise performance compared to placebo groups. If you have a family history of heart disease, diabetes, or Alzheimer's, this is definitely for you. And if you're just someone who wants to support your body naturally and prevent inflammation before it becomes a problem, this is for you too. Here's what healthy people over 60 do differently. They don't wait until they're diagnosed with something to start taking care of their body. They support their body before problems become serious. That's the mindset. That's the strategy. And tart cherries are one of the simplest, most effective tools you can use. But let me be absolutely clear. This is not a cure. I'm not saying drink cherry juice and your arthritis will disappear overnight. What I am saying is that peer-reviewed research shows tart cherries can help support your body's natural anti-inflammatory response. And for many people, that makes a real noticeable difference. Now, before you run out and buy cherry juice, let me tell you what to avoid. Avoid cherry juice cocktails. These are loaded with added sugar and artificial flavors. They're basically sugar water with a little cherry flavor. They do nothing for inflammation, and they might even lick it worse. Avoid taking it with blood thinners without asking your doctor. Tart cherries are safe for most people, but if you're on blood thinning medication like Werin, check with your doctor first. All right, let's wrap this up. If you've made it this far, you now know something most people don't. The tart cherries are one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory foods on the planet, and they're backed by real science from places like the University of Delaware, University of Pennsylvania School of Medicine, University of Hartford, and Central Lancashire. You know the 5 warning signs of inflammation? You know how to use tart cherries the right way, and you know what to avoid. Now, here's what I want you to do. If this video helped you, or if you think it could help someone you love, maybe a parent, a friend, or a partner, I want you to share it. Type yes in the comments if you're going to try tart cherries this week. Let me know. I read every single comment, and I want to hear your results. And if you care about your health, or if you care about someone who's dealing with joint pain, brain fog, or chronic fatigue, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel, because I put out videos like this every single week, breaking down the research so you don't have to. This is where the star food we've discussed comes in. Unlike turmeric, it works on multiple levels, stabilizing insulin, supporting the gut-liver axis, delivering bioavailable anti-inflammatory compounds, modulating key cellular pathways, and resetting immune signaling. When combined with the right timing, synergistic nutrients and lifestyle measures, hydration, sleep, and light activity, it produces a systemic, sustainable reduction in inflammation. Here's what this means for you in real terms: better energy throughout the day, improved fat metabolism, reduced joint stiffness, and enhanced focus. Over time, it contributes to healthier aging, weight management, and protection against metabolic and cardiovascular stress. By thinking about inflammation as a signal from your body's metabolic and cellular systems rather than a symptom to mask, you gain a powerful perspective that guides long-term health decisions. Now, here's the challenge. Choose one practical change today. Incorporate this food into your morning smoothie, lunch salad, or early afternoon snack, and observe how your body responds over the next week. Notice changes in energy, digestion, cravings, and recovery from physical activity. This small, consistent action can set the stage for a lasting shift in inflammation and metabolic health. Your body is trying to tell you something. Are you listening? Remember, inflammation doesn't happen overnight, and neither does healing. But every positive choice you make, every glass of tart cherry juice, every anti-inflammatory meal, every good night's sleep is a step toward a healthier, stronger version of yourself. Remember, lasting change comes from addressing root causes, applying science thoughtfully, and taking small, actionable steps every day. You now have the knowledge and tools. The next step is yours. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.